Yo guys, Christian Spring Gamer, welcome back to more Star Trek Online. Last time on Star Trek Online we did the mission Fluid Dynamics, and today on Star Trek Online we're starting an entirely new story arc. New Romulus. The Federation is looking to bolster a relationship with the emerging Romulan Republic. They're building a new homeworld on New Romulus in the Azure sector, and they've asked for aid. This is actually where things start picking up a little bit, and it's not going to be obvious or kind of apparent right away that's going to pick up. But this is where things start getting really good in Star Trek Online. Took me long enough. How long did it take me to get to this point? 3 years? Yeah, I've been lazy about it. But anyway, so here's the thing. The New Romulus story arc is by far the longest story arc of any story arc in the entire game. And there's a ton of missions here. However, despite it being a long story arc, a lot of these missions are kind of mini missions. They're kind of mini misslets, if I want to call them that. They're not particularly long, and they have to deal with something that we'll be getting into in a minute that's a lot more open world, more open-ended, and a lot more minor mission-based than anything we've experienced up to this point. Now, if there's anything that I can recommend that you can equip yourself with, nothing. If you've made it this far with the current equipment you've had without much of a problem, you should be fine with on New Romulus. So yeah, I think we'll start with New Romulus data by hailing. There's no voice acting either. Captain, a group of our people are trying to create a new homeworld. Seala's capital city has erupted into fighting since she disappeared. So-called saviors struggle for power, and new ones rise and fall every day. We're witnessing the end days of an empire. I belong to a group of Romulans who, like you, want to survive. With our leader, Datan, we are throwing off the shackles of our past, reject secrecy and deceit in favor of democracy and cooperation. In creating a new world, we will remake our culture. We have found a planet called Mol'Rihan, New Romulus in our mother tongue. It can be ours, but we have much to do before we can truly call it a home. Our government has authorized me to ask you for assistance. Our people have been in strife for too long. Can you look past our history and help us build a new world? So there's a note here. New Romulus is an adventure zone with many world and instance missions for level 50 captains. You learn more about New Romulus and what it has to offer when you arrive. So it does mention level 50, and we're not quite level 50 quite yet. We're actually level 35. We'll get into those more intricate missions later if I can remember. I'm gonna have to make a note for it. But yeah, you'll have my support. So New Romulus is the map has already kind of mentioned it. I don't want to go anywhere right yet. The map has already mentioned it, but this entire section of space is the New Romulus kind of controlled, where the rest of it's where we've been has been Borg controlled, or up here has been Tal Shiar controlled. We are not going to get into to that Tal Shiar for a little bit. For now, you can transwarp to the New Romulus system, which I shall do right now. Right. So Romulan resurgence something. I forgot I didn't see what that said quite yet. Enter the Romulus system.
We have the strength now. With the help of Starfleet and the Empire, we could destroy what's left of the Tal Shiar. We would be safe. We would be free.
There are too few of us left to fight amongst ourselves. Military action should be our last option.
I don't see how talking to them will be enough. But I'm a warrior, not a politician. If my people are to find a home here, there must be a leader capable of building a new future, of looking past our differences to find harmony. You are that leader, Datan.
Since I was a child, hiding in the sewers of the capital with the reunificationists, I have worked toward the day when the Romulans would once again walk beside their Vulcan brothers and sisters. Before that can happen, we need to rebuild. We need a home to replace what was lost, to see past our grief and find acceptance. We need to reconcile with the Remans and end the centuries of strife and oppression. The fate of both our peoples rests here. We either create a new homeworld out of the ashes, or we wither and die. Thank you for agreeing to assist us. I'm grateful that both the Federation and the Empire have temporarily put aside their differences to help create a new Romulus. This proves that unification is possible, both for my people and for yours. We're building a new home here. Romulans and Remans can't continue on like nothing has changed. Everything is different. We are a changed people. The loss of Romulus wounded us greatly. But that wound will not be fatal. There is a great deal of work to do before we can truly call this our new home. But with your help, I know Mol'Rihan, or New Romulus in your language, will someday be as great as what we lost. Kylo is in charge of the staging area. He can give you more information about what we need. There's much to do, and little time. We left our first home to remain free. We lost our adopted home to treachery. May this world be the home we have sought for so long. A place where our descendants can live in peace.
So we're fighting at Vice Admiral 50. Now, that may seem a bit weird. We were just level 35 a few minutes ago. Well, there are certain types of areas in the game where if you are below a certain threshold in your levels, the game will bump you up temporarily to a specific level, usually Vice Admiral, or level 50 in any other faction, temporarily to give you a more even fighting edge in those specific areas. New Romulus staging area is New Romulus, or in general, is just one of those areas. You're not going to stay this way, so it's not. So going to these areas is not an easy way to, rack up levels really quickly and do the cool stuff that really matters instead of this boring mediary stuff that doesn't matter at all, which does matter. But hey, so talking to Admiral Valoff, that's a different. Is that a different one? Foreman Kyler. Where is this guy? Well, also, this is also an area where you have your crew members with you as well. Kyloth? There you go. Found him. Thank you for coming to Romulus, Captain. Since the destruction of the Romulan homeworld, Romulan space has been unstable. The Federation has tried to offer a hand in friendship to build connections with the survivors. When that failed, Starfleet Command made the decision to take several preemptive strikes to eliminate threats before they could become open warfare. Whether or not those sections have justified were justified is not for us to debate. With the formation of the new Romulan colony in the world of the Alliance of the Remans, we have second chance. What we do here on this planet will shape the Federation's relationship with the Romulan Star Empire for decades. We can create a new alliance, or we can wake a sleeping dragon. I'd rather not wake a sleeping dragon, frankly. I believe Ambassador Spock's plan for reunification. This is why I volunteered to be a liaison between the Titan and the Federation. Before that can happen, we need to earn the Romulans' trust. You can help us do that. All right, now we need to introduce ourselves to Foreman Kyler. Finally.
Let me brief you on the situation here. We're building a new city here, at the site where people first landed on this world more than 2,000 years ago, after the Sundering. Our Reman friends will take the lower levels, where they can feel most at home. We'll use the staging area as a landing site for shuttlecraft and a place to coordinate construction and future shipping. Many of our records were lost with the homeworld. But what we do have indicates that there was a battle here before the colony ships left to find Romulus.
You found what could be
The Sword of the Raptor Star, one of our most revered artifacts.
here on this world.
There's still much we need to learn about this world and its inhabitants. This creature, for example, how did it adapt to the radiation that until recently made this world unsuitable for colonization? Recent scans are showing the radiation falling into manageable levels. With modern technology and your assistance, this should be a place where the Romulan and Reman people can thrive for generations to come. We've found ruins that date back to the Sundering, and beneath them, signs of what may be a much older civilization. Who lived here eons ago? What happened to them? We're doing what we can, but we can't do it alone. If you're here to help, I'll get you started.
Resolve mission New Romulus State. Okay, we're done here. That's it, everybody. We're done with the episode. Now, we're going to do a lot more than just that. But first I'm going to turn in, or maybe not. Okay, staging area hail. There's lots of things that need to be done and not enough hands to do the work. My job is to organize volunteers to grab a spanner or collect reports and volunteer already. You might even get a fancy uniform, a little dusty. Dirty work is honest work. Alright, so help in the staging area, you can complete this task by doing the combination of the following. Repair equipment, investigate suspicious persons, collect and turn in science, engineering, and medical reports to Romulan overseers from Kyler, and motivate civilian workers. And you get a career-specific kit reward as well as a bunch of other crap. So, the new Romulus is pretty big. You want to know how big? Well, look at the map. It's pretty big, and I've rarely did in this game do you have maps this detailed and well designed. Well, well designed is a bit of a stretch, but hey. So new Romulus. So what you do here is that you do, as I have mentioned, you do a bunch of mini missions or kind of minor tasks that contribute to an overall percentage of a completion, indicated over here in your mission tracker. Conducting repairs like this, whatever the hell this is, contributes about 6%. Can't actually read that too well, but it contributes a little bit to completion. You need to do these tasks over and over and over again until you get 100% completion of what you need to do. You can do any combination of them to any extent you would like. You can do only one of them and be very tedious about it, or you can do all of them in combination and get done a lot faster. It's just however you want to do it. That's how adventure zones tend to work. Now, going into detail about what an adventure zone is, well, adventure zone is basically just a place where you have an adventure, basically. There are a lot of mini little tasks to do on adventure zones, like here on New Romulus, and you get rewards for completing them. I don't spend a whole lot of time in adventure zones too much, because, well, I don't want to say that they're bad, but they're underdeveloped and under-maintained. Adventure zones was an early concept, or just an early thing that was introduced in the game many years ago with the first expansion, Legacy of Romulus, and it really wasn't expanded upon too much, if at all. It was just, I don't think it was just popular enough to warrant continue doing it, or it was just too much work and they couldn't keep it up. Because you got to remember, when Legacy of Romulus released, the development team for Star Trek Online. You're kidding me. How did you go down? And I need to resuscitate her. I didn't mean to do that. Give me a quick second, Alyssa. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. It's like she stubbed her toe and was like, I'm dead. I don't know what happened there. I should say that's not a common, well, okay, so to clarify, that wasn't the first time I've ever seen that happen. That's happened a couple times before since I've been here. But not so soon, I would think. Romulan researcher, can I turn these into you? No. I can tell you about the Mol'Rihan and Epo. Epos are kind of cute. I'll get into those a lot later. And is there some way I can turn in these reports? Oh, hey, suspicious person. I'm going to talk to you. We're not done here yet. Oh, now he wants to fight. So yeah, if you investigate a suspicious person, they may try to fight you. They are ludicrously easy. You got energy weapons. Well, they also have energy weapons, but they take forever. At least in my case, they took forever to take them out and actually do something about it. But by the time they did, they were dead. We're supposed to be helping these people, not killing them. Why? Like, why would you have to kill them? Well, they were suspicious and they weren't doing their job. So proper maintenance is key. Okay, collecting the report. This is actually a pretty cool machine here, right here. I'm not sure what it's for, but hey. Anyway, yes. So the development team for Star Trek Online was pretty small back then. I got to it before he did. That is funny. Too slow, bruh. But yeah, the development team was not particularly large. So the upkeep of these kinds of, and development of these kinds of areas was probably a little bit too much for work for them. I'm not 100% sure, but that's probably what I would think it was, considering the history of the game, which I've been following pretty closely, I would say. So, despite the fact that these can be pretty fun and pretty good way to pass time, just doing little missions and getting rewards for them, I think they're actually pretty cool regardless. Staging area complete. Now we can return to him. Thank you, Captain. I know this may not seem like it, but everything you do contributes to Mol'Rihan. As the Klingons say, the first city wasn't built in a day. Do they say that? I don't think they did. Alright, so we'll do the next mission. How much time have we got? 15 minutes? Okay. So the next mission is a task force operation. Do we do this? Nah. We'll get into more of the task force operations later. They're not pretty much more
reports of
prudent.
Tal-Shiar spying on new Romulus. Not surprised, but we need to stay cautious. Most recently, I've acquired a recording that has actionable information. I'd like for you to follow up on it.
Listen to the message and follow up as appropriate, okay? Your message, please. I don't have a lot of time. I've been in a recording near where you first arrived in Romulus. Find it. Okay. Well, the map conveniently marks the location of it on your map, which is very easy. The game was very linear back then, unfortunately. But hey, what are you gonna do? It's just game had to be linear and didn't know how to do it better. I mean, Star Trek Online is a great game in my opinion. I love it. I've been playing it for years, obviously, but there are some times where it is extremely linear, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. But over here is where the stupid recording is. Sir, there seems to be a recording taken from a hidden cameras within the capital city itself. There's a message on it. It's addressed specifically to you.
I'll be going now, unless you need anything else. Do you want me to bring you something to eat?
No, no, thank you. I'll see you in the morning.
Proconsul, may we speak?
How did you get in here?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sub-Commander Kiana, and I represent certain individuals interested in the future of the Romulan people.
Don't patronize me. You mean the Tal-Shiar.
If you want to be blunt, yes.
What do you want, Sub-Commander?
An agreement that will benefit us both. You agree to allow us to advise you on the governing of this colony, and in return we will do all we can to assist you with any complications that may arise.
You want to play Kingmaker. I'm no king, and deals made in the dark never end well. If you want to open negotiations, contact my office during business hours.
You know as well as I do that would be pointless. There's too much bad blood, and the Federation and the Klingons would never agree. I'd be lucky to leave the negotiations alive. Hakiv's death and the disappearance of the Empress has left my organization at loose ends. The Tal-Shiar needs a strong leader. You have the trust of the Klingons, Starfleet, the Remans. Just imagine what you could do with our help.
Are you trying to bribe me?
Merely presenting options. A wise man would see that this is his best, his only option.
I was instructed by the wisest of men, Sub-Commander. Spock taught me that openness and truth have more power than secrets. I want all Romulans to unite, even the Tal-Shiar. But it can only happen in the light of day.
I'll give you time to reconsider. We have similar goals to Tarn. You want to rebuild Romulan power. So do we. Think about it. We will speak again.
Computer, give me everything we have on the Tal-Shiar.
Submit recording. Whoever you think left that recording, Captain. Whatever it was obviously someone who wants us to know everything that's going on behind the scenes. No matter what the motivations were for releasing this recording, it's good to know that Datan is not siding with the Tal-Shiar. We should probably submit this recording to headquarters. Yeah, you probably should. And it's not letting me complete it from here, so I'll have to do it from the thing. Alright, so, next mission, Warehouse. I think this will probably be the last mission we'll be doing today, because I don't want this episode to go on for too long. So, Lieutenant Tenenges in the warehouse contacted me. The colony is having supply issues, and the source team source of them may be a Ferengi contract they hired to manage supply lines. Lieutenant Tenenges in the warehouse, okay. We think I have a neutral party that would like to help with the conflict. Would you be willing to sort this out? Yes, I would be willing to sort this out. So we're going to end this episode off with a little bit of some action, I suppose. So the warehouse is just down here on the other side of the staging area. But yeah, that was actually a pretty nice little cutscene. I've not played too much through the New Romulus mini missions because I've never really had an interest of playing through here all that too often, because there's a lot of stuff I'd be rather doing anyway, like reputation, getting all that cool stuff from the reputation system. Of course, yes. But the warehouse is sitting right here, so head in. And we get to bring in our whole team in here, thankfully, because having just Alyssa would be a bit of a bad thing. All right, warehouse foreman, what you got? Oh, Joel and True, Captain. We appreciate you taking an interest in our affairs. Right now we're having a supply problem. There's a Ferengi trader in here, Mol'Rihan, of course, who seems quite capable of making a profit, but less than capable of keeping an accurate track of our shipments. I tried talking to him, but he seems to treat our conversations as a type of negotiation. I'm hesitant to escalate this problem to Tan's attention. Carlos suggested that we use a third party to help us work out a solution. Would you be willing to speak to him on our behalf? Maybe we can get through to him. Oh, Mol'Rihan, you and me go back a long way. A very long way. Probably not in the Let's Play, but we go back a long way. And Mol'Rihan is kind of an idiot. And he's also up here in this office, which is a very nice and big office, of course. He's got Hirogen.
You again? Last time I saw you, I had a sweet little mining business on Hifar, and some information brokering on the side. Now, all of that's gone. The mine, the intel, everything. I'm lucky I still have a tooth sharp enough. Get out before I call security. Let me guess. Lieutenant Tenenga's complaining again. I stand by my paperwork and my inventory. It's not my fault if the Romulans can't count. They don't have the lobes for business. Look, you can review the cargo manifests yourself and match them to the supplies in the crates. But I'm sure a big, important Starfleet officer like yourself has more important things to do. If you want to bother with it, though, knock yourself out. The terminals in the warehouse have the manifest, and the crates are nearby. I'd help you check, but I have real work to do. Oh, and don't mind the Orions. They're subcontractors working for me. Lots of willing hands to help, if you know what I mean.
I don't think I want to know what you mean. Okay. So Mol'Rihan is just being cynical as per usual. Well, when we destroyed his own mine, then I suppose he has every right to be cynical, but hey, whatever. So there are several crates and manifests that we need to investigate. And this is just another example of a mission where you have to do XYZ thing. To do XYZ thing. If I did explain that correctly, I'd probably be very mad because I don't think I explained it correctly. So, as a forewarning, make sure you have a weapon equipped. These are Orions, gotta remember that we're all around. And they don't like it when you meddle in their affairs. And there was a crate here that I need to... thing. This crate's supposed to be containing construction supplies, but it's empty. It's empty? What are you talking about? It's empty. Oh, it looks perfectly full right there. Where's the other one? There's another one right here, right? Oh, I went past it. It's over here. There it is. What's in you? By pressing buttons. This isn't anything more. These manifests are completely wrong. Alright, that's strike number 2 for Mol'Rihan. Although I quite imagine he'll be getting more than 3 strikes here. And still be not really on the good side, but he'll be in big trouble still. I think so. Probably. I don't know. The next one's sitting down over here. And I wish I could run faster. I know sprinting is actually decently fast, but God, can I go a little faster, please? All right, Manifest is sitting here. And the crate for it is actually sitting right here, conveniently. Who made these manifests? This isn't center-based supplies. This is scrap hull plating from old shuttles. Why would you want scrap hull plating from old shuttles? Like, come on. The Crazy Horse could have had that on it, and we don't know that for sure. Maybe. possibly. I could have just ran that whole way there. Wonderful. Well, I guess I'll go around the long way. Because that's the not right way of doing it. There's the console I need to go to. What's in you? Where's this one? Ah, sitting right over here. Ah, right there. I was like, wait, hold on, what? What? Old uniforms? Why wouldn't you keep these in the box marked River Pig Chow? River Pig Chow. I want to know what River Pig Chow is. It's probably absolutely fantastic. Delicious. It's like truffles mixed with river pigs. Next console with the manifest on it. Sitting right next door, of course. That makes it a lot more easier on me. What's in you? Captain, these manifest says this crate is supposed to contain industrial energy cells, but all I see are self-sealing stem bolts. Bolts that seal themselves? Oh, come on. We don't need those. We need industrial energy cells. For industrial stuff. Where's this one? Oh, right next door. I could have just looked at it. According to the manifest, there's supposed to be 3 months supplies for the science teams working at Atli, but half of these boxes are empty. Alright, so now we can confront Madron with this big white lie. And I'm probably guessing how he's going to react to it. Gee, I wonder how. But it's also going to take an absolute eternity to get over there, so I'm going to cut out this running bit for you. Save you the time.
So, you check the manifests? And the crates? And they don't match up. I knew I should have gone with you. Then I could have explained that the more valuable supplies are in a secure storage unit. You can't be too careful, you know. Someone might be trying to steal something. Here, let me open the secure area for you. It's at the far end of the warehouse.
Yeah, you better hope for his sake. Right, so the secure storage unit. Secure. If he's got those Hirogen guards there who have that quite cool-looking armor, I want some of that. That would look real cool on Stu here. What do you think might be in the storage unit? Gee, I wonder what? It might be something worth stealing, even though we're not here to steal. Scan area.
Couldn't just leave well enough alone, could you? I should have known. Your type are always meddling. Now you've gone and upset my Hirogen friends, and they want to have a discussion with you. Enjoy.
Alright, so Hirogen, I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to explain them. But we're going to be fighting. This is not the last time we're going to be fighting them anyway. So it's not that bad. Besides, it doesn't matter right now because this is the only time we're fighting them in here. So it's fine. We'll take care of them later. Are you going to say anything? No? Okay. So Madron is somewhere around this house, and all the Orions that were in here are pissed off as all hell. And now we got to find more Hirogen. Again, I'm not going to go too much detail about explaining them. Stun grenade. Because this is not the, we're going to be fighting them again later in much more important battles than this. This is just kind of a mini mission instead of a mini mission. Will you go down? Jeez. And Colas and Travell are down, which means, get over here. You know, what are you doing? He's really going at her. Right. Travell, get back up. That's not Travell. Trying to resuscitate my enemy. Right. So now all the Orions in here are pissed off. And there's a bunch of Hirogen. So this is a good example of don't get yourself too close to other groups of enemies. There's some decent space between them. But you don't want to get too close to them. Because otherwise they'll start attacking you, and then you'll be screwed. Because we're not in the best condition to begin with in this fight anyway. Jeez, my weapons are kind of lackluster right now. I need better weapons. What are you doing all the way over there? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna use this Lego generation to kind of heal up a little bit because we need it definitely. Right, that should be plenty. And now it closes back up to full health. Good. So we need to locate Mol'Rihan. Where is he? Well, I don't know. But I guess it might be a good idea to go into a little bit about the Hirogen if we're going to be fighting this much. I forgot completely that there'd be this many Hirogen to fight. So Hirogen, they're primarily brute force. They have a lot of, I guess you say, espionage type abilities on them. But they're going to try to use as much brute force as they can. Those mines that I stepped on a minute ago hold you in place while they come and attack you, and that's not good because if you're not moving around, you're a lot easier to hit, and obviously it's not a good thing. So you want to be able to move around, and if they get you caught in a trap, you're going to get hit a lot easier. But otherwise, they also have a much higher tendency to use melee attacks compared to other factions, because again they're brute force. And if you haven't used melee attacks, they can, if done right, and if your character is set up right, it can be a pretty powerful way of attacking. Because especially for Borg, not get into too much detail, but especially for the Borg. It mostly ignores shields, and so when it comes to it, Hirogen attacking you, like it was a bad thing to do. If you have the Hirogen attacking you, and their attacks keep ignoring your shields, it's really easy for them to get you into a bad spot, and that was not good. So it's really easy for them to get into a bad spot if I can say it right. So it's a good idea to keep your distance from them. Ranged weapons are always a good thing. And where I'm about to go down. Come on, go down. Go down. Jeez, these guys are not going down. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Hey, he went down. Right, now for the last brute. Alright, you're down. Trevel's sitting over here. That did not go too well. They did not very good go too well. Mol'Rihan is still somewhere around here. How many enemies are left in here? Not a lot as I can see. I'm probably too far away from them to be accurately on sensors. So we're going to have to continue going through here and see where he is. As it should be mentioned, when you have found the location of Mol'Rihan, the mission tracker will update. I'm going to try to avoid getting into battles if I can, because there's a lot of people in here, and the episode's starting to go on a little long at this point. So I don't want to... He's not in his office, but he has left something here for us to see. I'm going to use a ability here because I've been needing to use them. There we go. These basic tactical officer abilities are not always the best, but hey, what are you gonna do? All right. So what is Mol'Rihan left over here? Download encrypted data.
I had no choice. The Tal'Siar is controlling my family. Well, they have my assets, and Latinum is like a family to a Ferengi. Please, please, have mercy on a humble businessman.
So where is Mol'Rihan guard? Well, I don't know exactly. He might be down in here. Hey, what's this about? Download encrypted data. All right, download encrypted data file. Is he in here? Oh, there's a bunch of brutes. Well, if it ends up not being where he is, I'm gonna cut this out because I don't want to show you all this. thought they weren't following me for a second. Yeah, it wasn't. He wasn't in there. But it looks like they might be down here. Which would make sense because the shuttle that was here before is no longer here. So these must have been his guards. Just a thought. I'm going to throw a little bit of a grenade here. Fire in the hole! These bodyguards don't have particularly good armor. You would think they would with how thick it looks, but it's not particularly good. And Trevel's down, but I have a opportunity to get you here. Yeah, Trevel's down, and so is Alyssa Flores, and that's not good because that means they're going to start getting onto me. Go down. All right, it's just me and Zarva. Where are you? Oh, hey, there you are. What are you doing? Come on. Right. Grenade. Ah, didn't get him. Now he's going after me with a melee attacks. Get back. There we go. Oh, I am too far back. Or not. Just didn't work. This is going to take a very long time for him to go down, but hey, what are you going to do? I need to deal more damage. I need to deal it real fast. And thankfully, Zarva has a pulse wave weapon, so she was able to knock her back pretty easily. And then everyone's down. What do you got? Personal shields? I'll take that. I've been needing one of those. And the exit of the warehouse is where again, right? It's over there? Okay. But yeah, that was basically the end of the warehouse. Kind of interesting, though. I got nothing to say. Just head back, exit the warehouse. Nothing more to say here. Hi, Lieutenant. Yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice throwing shots at everyone. Yeah, let's exit the warehouse. And I could exit it anywhere. Wonderful. Alright, now we can return it in. Madra was working with the syndicates and the Talshiar. I'm glad you were able to handle the situation, Captain, but it shouldn't have gotten so far out of hand in the first place. Obviously, we're going to have to keep a much closer eye on anyone we invite to our colony. Yeah, you think? So we get a new Ramos package, and I'm going to take this high-density beam rifle because I need it, and I'm going to equip it right away. Where is it? There it is. Because I've been needing a new weapon for a while. So, now we are not done with the new Romulus story arc quite yet. In fact, we're just getting started, or rather, we're halfway through. So I think I'm going to end things off here. So next time on Star Trek Online, we will be doing the next few missions in the new Romulus story arc, and might not be finishing it. It's probably going to be a 3-parter here, because there's a lot of missions, and some of them take longer than others. But hey, that's just what we got to do here. So join me next time for more Star Trek Online, where we do the next mission, Mountain Base. See you guys later.